Hey, it's Holly from the Woman's Inner Circle and Self-Care Whisperer. Welcome. Today I'm going to do a short little video on one of the frequently asked questions about self-care. And that simply is, what is self-care? Well, in actuality, and actually let me read to you the definition of actually what self-care is. And self-care is simply the practice of taking action to preserve or improve one's own health. Now, wouldn't you agree that that's pretty synonymous with wellness? I would. And that's why with self-care, I created what I call 8 different pillars of self-care, 8 different pillars of wellness. And I use the spirit animal of the octopus. I recently found that as my example. And let me share my screen and I'm going to show you what exactly is self-care. Now, I use this as my spirit animal because, well, he had 8 legs. Makes sense, right? But it turns out he really has 2 arms and 6 legs. And the octopus has 9 brains, so he's very bright. And he has 3 hearts, and that's why you see here I have the 3 hearts. So the question is, the frequently asked question is, what exactly is self-care? Well, self-care is wellness, taking care of yourself. And these are all the facets that you need to look at when you look at your personal wellness and your self-care. So you have an emotional pillar, a social pillar, a spiritual pillar, financial, sexual, intellectual, environmental, and the one that most people think of when they think of self-care and wellness, your physical pillar. But they all are interrelated, they all interact, and they all have a huge impact on your wellness. And for an example, I did a session on heart health for women, and all these pillars do have an impact on cardiovascular disease and also on your heart health. Same thing with blood pressure. I mean, you think about it, say, what do you do to control your blood pressure? Well, you have to watch your eating habits up here in nutrition. You've got to move your body. You've got to exercise. You've got to sleep better, master your sleep habits. Over here, you've got to reduce your stress. You've got to be social. You've got to be happy. I mean, they all interact and they all impact your wellness and self-care. So the frequently asked question is, what is self-care? And self-care is the act of taking care of yourself. And I believe self-care comes from paying attention to all these pillars. And it's important little by little. You may not master this all at once, but little by little to take care of yourself in each of these areas of your wellness and self-care. So self-care, what is self-care? It's accumulation of taking care of yourself to make yourself as healthy and the highest state of wellness that you can possibly be. So hope that helped, and I hope that answered the question, what is self-care?